Good morning, beautiful people. Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas in areas to everyone who is right here joining this market caller. Whether you're watching us live or you're watching a rebroadcast of this market caller, we wish you all the best in this 2025, and we pray and hope that it is a wonderful financial year for you and that you hit your financial goals, especially with regards to trading in this new year. All right, so welcome to the market color. This market color is brought to you by yours truly, the Value Flow Trading team. And during the course of this market color, as usual, today being Monday, the 6th of January 2024, we're going to be starting our analysis. Sorry, 2025. I beg your pardon. So we're going to be starting our analysis with the dollar index as we're looking at the dollar and other major currencies, starting off with the dollar index, and then we'll be moving to Euro USD, then GBP USD, then gold against the dollar. After that, we're going to be switching over to the Japanese yen. So we'll be looking at the yen basket, GBP JPY, Euro JPY, and USD JPY. A wonderful morning to you all joining this market color. Good morning, Mr. Moyosori Olua, and every other person who is right here on this market color. All right, so we're going to be starting our analysis right away, looking at the dollar index. Now, if you remember, last year we had a bullish run on the dollar index. Just looking at the chart right now, you're seeing that the dollar index is still on that bullish run, and this time around it has been carefully mitigating its run to the upside on the lower time frames. Let's take a look at the weekly. Here on the weekly time frame, you can see this very large fair value gap, and then this old low
We are not seeing your
right here
chart.
seems to be
We are not
an
seeing your chart.
interesting point of interest for the dollar index. Has traded into it swiftly. That is somewhere around 109.163. And afterwards, we started seeing some signs of rejection from this area. This alone could engineer a sell retracement for the dollar index to the downside before it continues trading upwards. All right. So clearly on the weekly time frame,
sorry, your screen is not shared.
Please kindly confirm if you can see my chat. One person should just confirm that you can see my chat because it's all right, okay. So all right. So back to what we're saying on the dollar index. We're looking at it that it is somewhere around 109.163, and we might experience some sell retracement to the downside on the lower time frame, saying like the daily and the 4-hour time frame, before a continuous expansion. As you can see clearly that the dollar index has cleared structure right here on the weekly time frame, and it has shown us clearly that its intention is to run bullish during this season. All right, after clearing that high, it mitigated it last year, and now we're seeing another bullish expansion. But right now, as of today, we're expecting a short retracement to the downside before a continuation back up. Now, if you're looking at this on the daily time frame, you can see that there are some interesting points of interest for the dollar index as it's trading to the downside. You can see this other block right here. All right, so we're joining these two other blocks to make sense of it. Now, from this other block, we're expecting that price could possibly sell into it and then continue trading to the upside. So this is one thing that we're expecting on the dollar index. Aside this, another point of interest could be this liquidity point right here. So price could be looking to grab this liquidity right here and then trade into that point of interest. Okay. So this is it. So we're looking to see if price is going to trade into this other block and then continue buying, or trade below this other block and grab this liquidity, then trade into this lower order block here and then continue buying. So I'll draw the path tools to give us clear direction. So this is it. This could be one, and then this could be the second play that we're expecting. So one of these two would play out on the dollar index. All right, so this is what we're expecting on the dollar index today. So whichever one plays out for the first half of this week at least, seeing that liquidity is resuming into the market. We're getting more volumes into the market. The holidays are over. Institutionals are already back on their feet, back on their chart. So we should be expecting moves to continue playing out on the dollar index. So this is what we're expecting to see right here. Now on the 4-hour time frame of the dollar index, you can see that our points of interest are looking more juicier as we analyze it further. So another place again that we could be looking at on the 4-hour time frame is right here, because in the last bullish run of the dollar index on the lower time frame, there were lots and lots of imbalances that were left while price was trading to the upside. So you can see that all these places around here are very interesting points where we expect the dollar index to reverse from. So saying that we're already late to the party for this sell, I would advise that you just wait for price to trade into this level, except you see very clear entries that will give you at least 30 pips. Then you can just scalp 30 pips into this level on any other dollar related pair you're trading, and then resume it upward. So we're expecting, in conclusion, for the dollar index, we're expecting a sell into these places and then a buy continuation to the upside. All right. So I hope this is clear for everyone who has been listening. Now let's go to the next, which is Euro USD. Now looking at Euro USD on the weekly time frame, we're seeing that that's cleared all the liquidity to this area. So all extra liquidity has been cleared. Let's start from the lowest one, which is around here. It has cleared all the external liquidity at this area. So we are expecting to see Euro USD trade into previous resistance region and then continue trading above. So this is one of the levels right here. But before it does that, we've seen that it has cleared liquidity. Now we'll be anticipating, let's put this here. All right, so you can see that it has created a new liquidity right here, a double low. We know that price is going to come back to clear this level. So this is more like an inducement right here. This level we're bouncing off from. Okay, so this is an inducement. So we'll be looking at Euro USD coming back later on, maybe this week, to clear this liquidity to the downside. But now we're seeing a retracement that is going on Euro USD. Let's take a look at it on the daily time frame, so that we can see the possible places where Euro USD may trade into. Now, looking at this on the daily time frame, we can see that there is another block right here, and Euro USD may just be heading into that level before we see a continuation to the downside. All right, so on the daily time frame, the retracement looks good. You can also draw a fib tool on Euro USD so that you can get clarity on the premium level we're expecting Euro USD to trade into. So anywhere above 50, this is our premium level, this is our expectation. And the point of interest we're seeing around 78.6 level is this other block right here. All right, so the daily time frame has given us a clear perspective. Euro USD still has some more room to trade to the upside. Let's take a look at it on the 4-hour time frame and 1 hour, so that we can now pick out the trades for the day. All right, so that is like the most interesting parts of all our market color, where we call out the trades for the day on any assets we are trading. So looking at Euro USD, also like we saw on the 4-hour time frame of the dollar index, there's also something like that on Euro USD, where we might expect where we're expecting Euro USD not to take out any of these highs, but just trade into this level and then sell further to the downside. But if in any case we see price taking out these liquidity levels, then we can be targeting this left shoulder somewhere around here. Let's change color quickly. So we could be targeting that left shoulder there as a place where Euro USD could sell off from. Okay, so this is the left shoulder. There was a sweep to the downside, sweep to the upside rather, a break of structure to the downside. We might see a potential return. So all these levels, first this level around 1.03500 is where we're expecting Euro USD to buy into, and then we'll sell from there. The second place is 1.04, and all this 1.04 region, 1.0400 to 1.0400. So these are the two places I'm expecting Euro USD to sell from. So immediately I see price trade into this level, you can start looking out for your various entry patterns, from the variation to your engulfing candles, microstructure shifts, any of those things. You will start looking out for them in either of these two levels. The moment price is here, we take ourselves from there to the downside. Then on the flip side, if you're interested in taking the buy Right, you can see how the buy has just been unfolding. If you're interested in taking the buy, it doesn't have so much room to cover anymore to the upside. Let's measure it based on peep range. You can see for the first point of interest is about 25 pips, then second point of interest is about 100 pips. So if in any case you're looking out for a buy, you can be looking for a buy from where price currently is and targeting these two levels. So you can take partials on the first level and then allow trade to run into the second level. So these are the two places I'm expecting a Euro USD buy into and where I'm expecting a sell from. All right, so that is that on Euro USD. Euro USD this morning, as at today, London session 8:41 GMT plus 1, we're expecting Euro USD buy into 1.036. And then if it trades further, we're expecting it into 1.042 levels. Okay, so you can start looking out for your entries if you want to scalp. And if you want to swing it, just wait for it to get to these 2 points of interest. All right. So that is that on Euro USD. Now let's look at GBP USD, starting off from the weekly time frame as usual. Now on GBP USD weekly time frame, we've seen that similar thing is happening. Clear break of structure, price has grabbed all the diagonal liquidity. You know, most times we talk about diagonal liquidity here, and some people think that maybe it's just something we can neglect. It's a thing, right? When we're expecting price to grab liquidity, diagonal liquidity is a good point of interest. You can see all these lows that are here from this first one, second, third, fourth. Price has been taking them out one after another. So that has been a target for price while GBP USD was selling to the downside. Now, seeing that GBP USD has cleared all the liquidity except for this last one, you can see this is the last liquidity that GBP USD cleared. Okay, so having cleared that liquidity, maintaining this last one right here, GBP USD is looking set for a retracement just like Euro USD. So we'll be expecting that buy of GBP USD like the others, and then when it gets to our points of interest, we'll be taking it down to continuously sell. Now on the daily time frame, just like we did on 4 hours and one daily time frame of Euro USD, on the daily time frame of GBP USD, you can see that it is looking set, and there is still some room for it to trade to the upside before finally selling towards point of interest, which is at 1.22909. So GBP USD today we're expecting a buy continuation into this level. More details on the 4 hour time frame, as you can see, it's still looking juicy. You can see that GBP USD on the 4 hour time frame, this other block of the 4 hour also coincides with the other block on the daily time frame. So they are within the same place. So we're expecting just 1 point of interest for GBP USD. So I want to see GBP USD buy into this level right here before selling. You can see that price is 50 pips away from our point of interest, which makes it more juicy and preferable for a buy trade. Now, if we see any of our entry patterns on GBP USD, in case price comes to sweep out the Asian range liquidity, we can be looking out for a trade from there. And if not, if we see any retracement, we can take a quick buy on GBP USD all the way to this level right here. Although we're seeing this other block is looking interesting, but overall, we still expect that the dollar index will still trade further to the downside before resuming its bullish trend. And with that, we'll be expecting GBP USD to trade all the way up here before a sell. So this is the path. I'm expecting GBP USD to travel into this level and then continuously sell to the downside. Okay, so this is our outlook on GBP USD, and when they play out, I hope every one of you will be able to grab something off this trade. We're going to be keeping you updated on this trade on the Telegram group and during the New York session of our market call for today, so that we'll see how far our calls are playing out. So GBP USD, we're looking for a buy to sell. Then Euro USD, we're looking for a buy to sell. Overall, on the dollar index, we're looking for a sell to buy. All right, so that is that on these assets that are trading. We're going to go over to gold as we continue this market color.
All right, good morning, everyone. That's a very great analysis from CJ, and welcome back to the market color brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. So this morning we'll be analyzing the precious metal right away. And once again, Happy New Year and compliment of the season to everyone. I want to believe you can see my screen. Just let me know, and you can hear me loud and clear. You can easily type in the chat box so I can know. All right. So this morning we'll be going into analysis of the precious metal. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So the precious metal right from let's see the overview of what has happened all throughout last year and even into this year. What are we expecting to see this year for the precious metal? Throughout last year, we've seen that it was a very bullish year for the precious metal, right from since 2022, earlier 2022, you can see November 2022, how the market and even 2023 saw the breakout from this long range around this particular level. And January 2024, which was when price first test that particular level at the top there, and we could see in the month of March how price broke out and all the way to the upside. And we couldn't see any form of retracement, not until sometimes in November that we see some level of pullback a little bit. Then the markets keep pushing all the way to the upside. Oh, someone said you are not seeing my screen. Oh, I guess it's your network. Probably your network is lagging. I also experienced that when the session was starting. I also experienced that when the session was starting. Thank you, Kumbi. Thank you, the crown. All right, so let's quickly, probably is your network. All right. Okay, so this is what we are looking at for the precious metal. We've seen the long all throughout last year, and it was just in the month of November that we see a little bit push to the downside, just a little one that did not even, cover up to 2 months move just in the month of November. And even in December, it happens to be a bearish month. That's on the monthly time frame. But moving forward into 2025, particularly from this January, and we all know that new system is coming up in the United States, and as CJ already analyzed what we are expecting to see on DSY on the dollar for 2025, particularly this week moving forward. And if you look at it on the precious metal, they have some kind of inverse move unless if we are having a divergence. But currently, I don't think we will have anything like that right now. But on the monthly time frame, we've seen that the precious metal is very bullish all the way to the upside. If you look at the weekly time frame, you are going to observe that the bullishness is very strong, and even the momentum to the down is not really that much there. So, but we are expecting some level of buy to sell for the precious metal, since we are also expecting sell to buy for the dollar. All right. So we're looking at the precious metal right now. You are going to observe that we are seeing some, but there's no full momentum in the market right now. That is what we are still expecting. We are expecting the precious metal to buy all the way into this level. As we stream down to the lower time frame, we are going to see how and what make us mark out this level. Let's quickly take a look at that. But on the weekly time frame, what we're expecting is a buy to sell of the precious metal. All right. So if you look at the daily time frame too, you're going to observe on the daily time frame, all we are having is we've seen a market structure shift on the daily time frame, which is this that we are seeing here. We've seen a break all the way and over, but we've not seen the continuation of it. However, looking at our strategy and what we trade in the market, we expect that price to come to around the 2,750 level before we see the sell. And if you look at it very well, you can see the reference point on the daily time frame where we have our IFPD there, fair value graph to the left and right. And at the same time, we have our shoulder on the monthly time frame with liquidity on the daily time frame before it's the sell-off, before the sell-off to the downside again. So that is for the precious metal on the daily time frame. Now, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, we are going to observe what exactly do we have on the 4-hour time frame. Yes, we see even a microstructure on the 4-hour time frame. We're seeing how price has broken to the downside again, and you can see how it's pushing to the upside to come down. But the now trend of the precious metal right now, if you go to the lower time frame, like 1 hour to 15 minutes, you are going to observe that what we are having there, this buy that is going to happen to the upside, yes, it could happen, but the level where it will happen, the price has not really got into that POI. So let's refine that level right from the the 1 hour time frame. Now, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, you are going to see that right now we have, if you view the market right from 24th of December 2020, 20th of December 2024 till date, you are going to see that we have a market structure shift to the upside and price is coming all the way to the downside. So where are we expecting price to get to? We expect price to come all the way, sell all the way to either come and clear liquidity somewhere around this level here before it became its buy all the way to the upside. So this is what we are looking out for on the precious metal, something like this. We need to see something like this to the downside. When price gets here, clear the liquidity around here, and we can see that we have an order block around that level. Then you can now have the buy to the daily POI for the sell. All right, so that is what we are looking out for, because we've seen how price cleared liquidity around this and shift, market structure shift to the upside. So we expect price to pull back a bit, gather more momentum for the buy before it goes all the way into our daily POI at the top there. So that is for the 1 hour time frame. And if you look at the 15-minute time frame too, 15 minutes also confirming the move that we have currently on the 1 hour time frame. We are going to observe how that price, created liquidity here and break all the way to the upside. So we expect some level of price retracement into the discount proper, then we begin to buy precious metal all the way to the upside. And also from the analysis that we just had from CJ concerning the dollar, so we expect dollar to sell to buy to sell. Now, if you are going to see that, then as the dollar is pushing to the downside, as the dollar is pushing to the upside, we expect this precious metal to come a little bit, then resume its buy to that level before the massive sell. So that should give us a pre-information of what we should be looking out for on the precious metal, particularly for this day, today into tomorrow, and into the rest of the week. But the overall view for the precious metal still remains that we expect it to first buy to this level here, and this may be the move for the week. This particular move here, the buy to the upside, may be the move for the week. Then we now see the sell probably from next week. But remember, the move from this level all the way here is a normal thing for the precious metal. If there is enough volatility in the market to do it within a day or 2 days, all the way to the upside here to the 2,750 level, then we see it, sell all the way to the downside again. Then when price gets here, then we should look out for buy opportunities moving forward. And remember to use your proper risk management strategy for the beginning of the year, because you may see some level of little and a bit of manipulation at the beginning of the year. All right, so make sure you are very, very cautious and use your proper risk management strategy. All right, so let's quickly get to Japan to see what is going on in Japan on the yen basket. Okay, now if you look at from the weekly time frame, let's even start from the monthly time frame for the yen basket. Now, if you look at the yen basket all throughout 2024, 2023, particularly from 2023 at this particular high here, we've seen that it is sell here for the yen basket all the way into July 2024. It sold for about 18 months. We've been a sell market on the JPY basket. All right, so but in the month of July 2024, we see some level of market structure shift, and is what we all have been anticipating as price, pull all the way to this low. We saw a big momentum, like a massive buy all the way to the upside consistently for about 5 weeks. Yeah, 5 weeks to the upside, and you can see how price moved all the way. So what we are expecting moving forward this year for the yen basket is that we want to see how that price will still, all throughout last year, towards the end of last year rather, we are expecting that price is going to come a bit and tap into this weekly fair value gap, this reference point here. But you see what price was just doing, gradual move inside the zone. But moving forward this year, we expect that price should come, sell all the way into this fair value gap, and at the same time come and tap into this shoulder here. We can see our boss pattern inside of this place, and this is it here. You can see how that we expect price to come all the way into this particular zone here. When price gets to this shoulder, which also correlates with a fair value gap inside of this place. So the whole of this zone is a buy zone for the yen basket. So when we begin to see market structure shift on the lower time frame, like 4 hours, this is the weekly time frame. So when we begin to see market structure shift on 4 hours, then we can easily follow through all the way to the upside for the yen basket. All right. So if you look at the daily time frame, you're going to observe how that market is still very much in a range after this long to the upside. It's just consolidating inside of this level. And what we are still expecting is price should come a little bit more to the downside, tap into this zone that we have marked out here, then we want to see a continuation of the buy. And if you look at it, even on the 4-hour time frame too, it's giving us some sell move all the way to the downside. You can see how that price creates, and this is what we know very well about the yen basket. When it creates liquidity below here like this, and you see the massive move to the upside, just know price is still coming to grab all the liquidity, then pick up in the opposite direction for the yen basket. Now, if the yen basket is giving us that view, then what should we be expecting from the other yen correlated pairs like GBP JPY and AUD JPY? Now, a quick one to GBP JPY. On the weekly time frame of GBP JPY, we are going to observe how that price has come fully into discount all the way last year, July. You can see that that month was a very big month for the GBP JPY because of what we saw that happened on the yen basket. So we saw that our price came to tap into this order block here on the weekly time frame, and is pushing all the way to the upside. But if we look at it on the daily time frame, we are going to observe that that move was a clear market structure shift on the daily time frame. It broke a lot of structure to the downside, and that gives us a pre-information that we are looking forward to sell GBP after a massive buy to the upside. And if you backtest GBP for the past 20 years, you are going to see it's been on a very massive buy. So this may be a pullback to make some correction of that long before it continues again. So what we are trying to say is that where price is currently, we still expect it to push a little bit up because of what we are expecting on the yen basket, and push up to where this is the shoulder on the daily time frame. So we expect price to come all the way into this zone somewhere around this place, as we can see. So we expect price to come into this shoulder level here around the 200 zone, 200 spot 906 level. Then we can now begin to short it again. But right now, if you can see on the 4-hour time frame, price is still very much to the upside. However, we are seeing some double top at around this level here. So that is giving us a confirmation that of the JPY to the upside to clear liquidity at the top. Then when we begin to see market structure shift around this level here, or our sell signature, then we can easily follow to the downside. However, if you look at the 1-hour time frame on GBP JPY, there's a level we marked since the 2nd of December, somewhere here. So I am still of the opinion that if you have that level marked on your chart, just keep it. The moment price gets to our POI for the sell and it begins to sell, you follow it all the way to this shoulder, because past data also matters in your trading. So as price will be coming all the way to the downside, you want to see how price get to this shoulder, then you can easily follow it again to the upside to see some reaction around this zone. So that's how we mark our levels and leave it to see how price is going to react when price gets to those levels, just as it did somewhere around this place. Now, if you look at somewhere around this place on the 1-hour time frame, yes, this is a clear shoulder. I know something like, it clears this low. No, it didn't. This is the low here, and you can see where price got to. So this is the shoulder somewhere here, and this, if you are in this buy, that means your SL will be somewhere below this level here, and price got here, although it test your feet, and before it moved all the way to the upside, and that was a move on Thursday evening into Friday. All right, so that is for GBP JPY. Lastly, before we call it a day, a quick one for AUD JPY to see where exactly are we heading to for AUD JPY. Now, if you look at AUD JPY, it has a similar move for the with GBP JPY. Like we always say, everything is in a basket. It moves as a basket. However, we've seen how that AUD JPY has cleared its own low and it has pulled all the way back, but it hasn't gotten to the shoulder level around this place that we have here. I think we should mark that out for AUD JPY too. So somewhere around this place, we've not seen price move all the way there. So we're expecting AUD JPY to rally a bit into this zone before we follow it down. Remember, this is a long-term view, which is from the weekly time frame. And if you look at the daily time frame, what exactly are we seeing on the daily time frame? After the massive sell to the downside, we've seen how price is just consolidating around this level. So we expect it to put a little bit back to the upside before the sell continues to downside. You see where we mark on the weekly time frame. This is where we are expecting AUD JPY to long a bit into and to the downside. But what is the now trend and the now trade of AUD JPY? Now, if you look at the now trade of AUD JPY, what you are going to observe is, if you see clearly from this particular point, we've been in a very consolidated market, which means we may still see some level of pullback to the downside before the buy to the upside, and that will become much more clearer on the 1 hour time frame. Now, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, that is it here. You can see it much more clearly how that price is still expected after the massive breakout around this place. You can see how price is consolidating. So we expect that price should pull a little bit to the downside. If right now, where price is right now, if price did not clear this double top at this level, then we expect it to come all the way to tap into this other block here. And when price get there and we see a structure for buy, our signature for buy, we can easily follow through and buy all the way into the daily POI. All right. But if we did not see the structure for buy here, then that means you can go and refine this particular level that you can see how I shaded this place here. So inside this place on the lower time frame, particularly on 15-minute time frame, you are going to see a very clear signature there for a buy inside of this place. That is the price action on the 19th of December 2024. So because of time, that's why I want to refine that again. So if you go to 19th of December 2024 using our boss strategy, you are going to see the signature inside of this zone. So that is going to be another level if price violates this 1 hour order block for the buy. So we are going to wait for it around this level. So that is going to be all for the analysis of the precious metal and also the yen basket and the yen correlated. Yes, if there's any question, you can easily type in the chat box. Let's quickly address it before we call it a day if there's any question. If there's no question, remember our New York session starts now by 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. As against the normal, 3 p.m. So it's 2 p.m. right now. Okay. So to meet again by 2 p.m. later in the afternoon, make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. I'm Ejimi. Cheers and God bless.